President Trump has tweeted, Prime Minister Netanyahu has confirmed it, that they've arrived at a deal and the Israeli hostages could potentially be released very soon.
Yeah, I read that, and I guess Jeremy Scahill from Drop Site News has direct contacts with the Hamas negotiators in Qatar, and they have confirmed that from their side of the story as well, that they have signed on to at least the first step here. So, and that first step, they say, is turning over all the hostages in exchange for Israeli withdrawal. Of course, Israel holds most of the cards there. We'll see just how far they're willing to withdraw. And we'll see just how serious Donald Trump is at letting the Israelis know that he means it this time, and they better really cease fire and see the thing through. I think one interpretation of the situation that I think probably holds up best is that this is a lifeline that Trump is throwing Netanyahu, because in fact, he cannot accomplish his stated goal of obliterating and completely destroying Hamas. As is well known since at least Vietnam, the cliche, all an insurgency has to do is not lose. And so as long as there's still a few alive, able to call themselves Hamas, then they're not all the way done then. And, Israel was apparently working very hard to find another country that would accept the Palestinian population so they could declare victory then if they just got rid of everybody, Hamas included. But they couldn't get any other country to go along with that and accept the Palestinians, who, of course, don't want to leave their land. And so it seems like this is Trump really doing Netanyahu a favor and saying, listen, man, you might as well quit now, because you're not really getting anywhere on this thing at this point. And it's hurting Israel, and it's hurting Israel's position in the United States, especially.
I didn't, in on any of the announcements, I didn't hear anything about any potential disarmament of Hamas over here. So, I mean, if the final goal was to finally crush Hamas, I don't think that it's been announced yet. So what do you think phase 2 would be like?
Well, I'm not sure. And I have a lot of reading to do about the very recent developments here. But if you go back a few months, there was a Middle East proposal, even a year ago, I guess. There was a proposal that was being talked about by, maybe not quite a year ago, but there's a proposal being talked about by Egypt and Qatar, and I'm not sure who else. If it was Saudi, I guess Saudi. And they were talking about some sort of multinational Arab stewardship over the Strip, where Hamas, under that rule, would not be disarmed, but would agree to be marginalized and essentially stand aside, let a new security force be created, and let, supposed technocrats appointed by those governments to come in and oversee the reconstruction of the place. So something like that, where you have like a temporary Egyptian occupation, or at least, if not military occupation, civilian government officials sent in to administer things in agreement with Hamas, something like that.
Right.
Would, I guess, be the best case type scenario that I could think of.